Mom, I think you're in the wrong building, sneered Marcus Thompson, the 28-year-old marketing director, as he blocked Elena Rodriguez's path to the elevator. The cleaning crew entrance is around back. Elena looked down at her faded uniform and worn mop bucket, then back at Marcus with eyes that had once interrogated international terrorists. Actually, she said quietly, I think I'm exactly where I need to be. Within 24 hours, Marcus would discover that the woman he'd just humiliated had spent 15 years hunting down the most dangerous criminals in America, and right now one of them was sitting in the executive suite 3 floors above. Elena Rodriguez had perfected the art of invisibility. For 3 years, she'd pushed her cleaning cart through the gleaming halls of Patterson Associates, one of Manhattan's most prestigious law firms. The executives saw exactly what they expected to see: a middle-aged Latina woman in a faded uniform, someone to ignore while they discussed million-dollar deals and weekend yacht parties. They didn't know that Elena spoke 4 languages fluently, held a master's degree in criminal psychology, or that her cleaning supplies concealed some of the most sophisticated surveillance equipment money could buy. Most importantly, they had no idea that their casual cruelty toward the help was being documented by someone who had spent years building cases against people just like them. Marcus Thompson was the worst of them all. At 28, he'd inherited his position through family connections and treated everyone he considered beneath him with open contempt. "Hey, Maria," he'd call out, deliberately using the wrong name. "My office better sparkle today. I've got important clients coming." Elena would nod silently and continue her work, her trained eyes cataloging everything: the cocaine residue on Marcus's desk, the offshore banking documents left carelessly open, the suspicious phone calls about package deliveries that had nothing to do with office supplies. The Patterson Associates law firm was a front for one of the largest money laundering operations on the East Coast, and Elena's 3-year undercover assignment was finally approaching its climax. The humiliation campaign intensified as Elena got closer to completing her mission. Marcus's assistant, Jessica Chen, joined in the mockery. "Maybe if you actually spoke English properly, you'd understand instructions better," she said loudly during a busy morning, causing other executives to laugh. Elena's supervisor, the building's facilities manager, started receiving complaints about her work quality. "The cleaning woman seems distracted lately," Marcus reported. "Perhaps she's not up to our standards anymore." But Elena endured it all, knowing that her real job was almost complete. Every night after the offices emptied, she would carefully photograph documents, plant listening devices, and download files from supposedly secure computers. The evidence she'd gathered would bring down not just Patterson Associates, but an entire network of corrupt officials, judges, and business leaders. The breakthrough came on a Tuesday evening when Elena overheard Marcus on a phone call that made her blood run cold. "The shipment arrives tonight," he said, his voice carrying through the thin walls. "Tell Volkov we'll have the kids processed and moved by Friday. The buyers in Dubai are getting impatient." Elena's hands tightened on her mop handle. This wasn't just money laundering anymore. This was human trafficking, specifically children. Her investigation had just become a rescue mission. She quickly activated the recording device hidden in her cleaning cart, capturing every word as Marcus discussed routes, safe houses, and payment schedules. But as she worked, she didn't notice Marcus's reflection in his office window, watching her with growing suspicion. "You know what?" Marcus said suddenly, ending his call. I think our cleaning lady has been a little too interested in our conversations lately. Elena's training kicked in. She continued mopping, humming softly under her breath, playing the role of a woman who barely understood English. But internally, she was calculating distances to exits, identifying potential weapons, and preparing for the possibility that her cover had been blown. Marcus stepped out of his office, his expensive shoes clicking on the marble floor. "Elena, isn't it?" he said, using her real name for the first time. "We need to talk." Elena looked up with the confused expression she'd perfected over 3 years of undercover work. "I no understand, Senor Thompson. I finish cleaning, then I go home to my familia." Marcus smiled, but there was nothing warm about it. "Cut the act. I've been watching you, and you're not as invisible as you think." He pulled out his phone and showed her a security camera feed. "This is from last Tuesday night. Care to explain why you spent 45 minutes cleaning my office when it only takes you 15 minutes during the day?" Elena's mind raced through her options. She could maintain her cover and hope Marcus was fishing, but the cold certainty in his eyes told her he knew more than he was letting on. She could try to run, but she was 3 floors up in a building Marcus controlled. Or she could do what 15 years of FBI training had taught her. When cornered, attack. "You want to know what I was really doing?" Elena said, her accent dropping completely as she straightened to her full height. "I was collecting evidence of your human trafficking operation. Every phone call, every document, every payment you've made to Viktor Volkov's organization." Marcus's face went white, then red with rage. "You're wearing a wire," he said, reaching for his phone. "Security! Security to the 47th floor, now!" "I'm not wearing a wire, Marcus," Elena said calmly, even as she heard heavy footsteps running up the emergency stairs. "I am the wire, FBI Special Agent Elena Rodriguez, and you're under arrest." Marcus laughed shakily. You're a cleaning lady. You can't arrest anyone." Elena reached into her cleaning cart and pulled out her badge and service weapon in one fluid motion. "Actually, I can, and I'm also informing you that this building has been surrounded by federal agents for the past hour." The emergency stairwell door burst open and 2 large security guards rushed in. But instead of helping Marcus, they drew their own weapons and trained them on him. "Agent Morrison, FBI," the first guard announced. "Agent Walsh, FBI," said the second. Marcus looked around wildly as more employees throughout the building revealed themselves to be federal agents. The night janitor, the weekend security guard, even the coffee cart vendor from the lobby, all FBI. "This is impossible," Marcus whispered. "We checked everyone. We have people in law enforcement." Elena smiled as she cuffed him. "You checked the obvious people, Marcus. You never thought to investigate the woman you treated like furniture." As the FBI agents led Marcus away in handcuffs, Elena's radio crackled to life. "Rodriguez, we've got the warehouse location. The shipment is moving tonight. 12 children between ages 8 and 14. Elena's jaw tightened. This was why she'd endured 3 years of humiliation. Not for Marcus Thompson or his money laundering scheme, but for moments like this when innocent lives hung in the balance. "Viktor Volkov is at the Brooklyn warehouse personally overseeing the transfer," Agent Morrison reported. "This is our chance to take down the entire network." Within 2 hours, Elena found herself back in her element. Tactical gear instead of a cleaning uniform, leading a team of agents through the industrial district of Brooklyn. The skills Marcus had mocked as belonging to just a cleaning lady were about to save a dozen children from a nightmare. The warehouse raid was swift and decisive. Volkov's men, expecting to deal with helpless children and corrupt officials, were completely unprepared for a coordinated FBI assault. Elena personally zip-tied Viktor Volkov as he tried to escape through a back exit. "You have no idea who you're messing with," Volkov snarled in accented English. Elena smiled grimly. "Actually, I do. You're a coward who traffics children, and I'm the agent who's been hunting you for 3 years." The children were found locked in shipping containers, scared but alive. As paramedics checked them over and social workers prepared to reunite them with their families, Elena felt the satisfaction that made every moment of Marcus's mockery worthwhile. Back at Patterson Associates the next morning, news trucks surrounded the building. The story had broken overnight. Law firm front for human trafficking ring busted by undercover FBI agent. Jessica Chen, Marcus's former assistant, approached Elena with tears in her eyes. "Agent Rodriguez, I'm so sorry. The way we treated you was inexcusable." Elena, now in her FBI suit and badge, nodded. "The way you treated someone you thought was powerless shows who you really are, Jessica. Remember that." As Elena packed up her surveillance equipment from the cleaning cart that had been her cover for 3 years, she reflected on the lesson Marcus Thompson had learned too late. Respect isn't earned through wealth or position. It's given to every human being simply because they're human. The cleaning lady they mocked had just dismantled a criminal empire and saved 12 children. Sometimes the most dangerous person in the room is the one everyone chooses to ignore. If you were in Elena's shoes, what would you have done? Tell us in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, smash that like button and subscribe for daily inspiring stories. Don't forget to share your thoughts below. We read every comment. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.